Thursday. Is it?
I think so.
Yeah, it's Thursday. Why you say it like that? It's been a crazy week.
Day 999, 1,000.
So if you're joining us for the first time, I'm Stan. This is my wife, Angie. We pastor Cloverhill.Church. We've been here 23 years in June, which is hard to believe. But we have enjoyed, I think, probably 20 years. No. We've enjoyed all 23. It's been a huge, huge blessing. So people are still kind of jumping on. And what day is this of devotions? Do you guys know? Do you remember?
High 40s.
It's high 40s?
Yeah.
So
999.
So we've been doing this for a long time. So I hope you're enjoying it. I'm probably a little bit. I just don't want to waste people's time. I want to give them something that will really give them hope. So my prayer is through this that it's kept you. I've said this so many times, but kept you connected, kept you hopeful, and then kind of encourage you to be missional. So with that, I wanted to talk to Ange and give her opportunity to share a little bit. She is like. Let me just set her up and then I'll let her go. She doesn't know what I'm about to say. But when many of you know we foster care, we did, and then we adopted a little boy. But in our foster care days, we got with some kids that we didn't know how to parent. Like it was chaos, and it was frustrating for them. It was frustrating for us, and it was a battle. And Angie is a researcher. She's going to find out, not just in kids, but whatever it is. She's going to find out how to do it, how to make it work. So she went on this journey to find out how to parent these kids. And I wish we would have known some of these things when our older kids were around. We might have done a lot better. And anything I say about kids, I want you to know we are not the perfect parents. No. Please, we do have 3 older kids. They love the church, they love us, and we're blessed. It's been by the grace and the goodness of God. We did as much wrong as we did right. It's just God's grace. But I said that to say that Angie especially has learned some tools, some principles to help parents with kids. So she's got all these tools in this toolbox that she's always telling me what to do. And
it's not a physical toolbox.
No, but it's a kid toolbox. And I usually get them out as much as I can. I'm not nearly as good at it as you are.
No.
But, so...
That's where you say no, sweetie.
But share...
But you can't be good at everything.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. So talk, if parents are watching today, our grandparents, give some tools. One tool, just one today. We might do a couple others later, maybe tomorrow or next week. I don't know, the next week. But one tool today that they could put in their toolbox to help them navigate through this time and be a better parent. Is that good?
Sure.
Is that a fair question?
Sure. Yeah. I'm as Stan said, I echo, I am not perfect at this most of the time. But some things that I have learned over the last probably 7 years that if I had to go back and do it again, I would make some changes. And I felt like I needed a tool today to kind of complement the time and the season that we're living in. And so the tool that I want to share is just practicing the repair is what it's called. And the repair is, as Stan mentioned, none of us are perfect parents, right? The only perfect parent is the parent that has been a parent for about 15 minutes in life. So after that baby is born, after that baby is born, the first 15 minutes, think about the first 15 minutes after you have a baby. Like, you have very little to do with the baby. You're holding the baby. So you're perfect at that. But after that, it kind of goes downhill after that. In other words, we're all going to make mistakes, sometimes on a daily basis, and sometimes
on an hourly basis.
And the fact is that even though I've gained a lot of new tools in this season of foster parenting and just parenting kids from hard places, even if I were to go back and make changes with my biological kids, I would still make mistakes. And so the point of that is we're all kind of just navigating our way blindly sometimes. But the practicing of the repair is exactly what it sounds like, is when and I know we've all kind of been in tight quarters with our spouses even. In fact, Stan and I were like unsure if we could even do this today because
We were just coming out of a little fight. A little fight. Not a big fight, just a little quarrel.
So, but because we have been so close for so long, sometimes that brings about a shortness of temper.
Yeah, even before this, I was
like,
let Alex interview you because I don't know if I'm in the frame of mind to do this.
Where we are maybe not patient with each other. And so our kids being part of that, of where we're a little bit short, we're a little bit less tempered, we have some added stress maybe just due to the season that we've been in. And so I just want to say today, to practice the repair, meaning when we blow it, going to our kids or even going to our spouse and saying, you know what, I messed up. The way I just talked to you was not appropriate. The way I just overreacted, the way I didn't gather all the information that I maybe needed to gather, and I blew it. And why is that important? One, to show our humanness, to say, you know what, when I blow it, this is what it looks like when you go and ask someone to forgive me. And the beauty of that is the more we do that with our kids and our spouses, even, our kids are learning how to do relationship right. They are learning that when they make a mistake, that they go to the person that they've offended or they've gone, and they're just honest and they're just transparent. And so the power of the repair has also just in our brains. There's a lot of brain research that says, like, even when someone goes and says they've blown it, what it does for the other person is it creates these synaptic neural pathways in our brain that actually show them how to do right relationship, but also releases things, endorphins in our body, like dopamine, for example, the feel good, the chemical in our brain that actually is helping to bring comfort and contentment actually can be released when we do this with our kids. And so I just know that as a mom, like when I've practiced the repair, especially with our little 9-year-old right now, and I said, you know what, Mommy is really sorry that she talked to you in that angry voice, and inevitably he will say, yeah, you did, or because they already know that we blew it. So for us to come to them and actually say that we've blown it and to ask for forgiveness, again, is teaching them how to take responsibility for our own action and then ask for forgiveness.
I've even learned from you in all your research and stuff, when you do that, it creates a deeper bond.
Yeah.
So you don't want to blow it just to blow it, but knowing that when you blow it and when you repair it, it connects you more than you would have been if you wouldn't have blown it and repaired it. Is that right?
Yes, and a lot of times, and that's where I wanted to end with this, is just the connection piece is so important, and it does solidify, because we are going to have eruptions and connection. Eruptions and connection. If we don't always bring it back to connection when we've messed up, then we've created this gap in our relationship. And so I tell parents often, if what I'm about to say, like correction mode, if what I'm about to say is going to cause distance between me and my child, it's probably not a good opportunity. But if it's going to, what is about to come out of my mouth, is if it's going to cause us to become closer and connect us, then that's probably the better choice. And so the power of the repair and doing that again is teaching them how to do relationships right, and how to own our own stuff, which is another tool.
That's good. So if you've blown it, which you have and you will,
yes,
if it's a wife or a husband, baby, I'm sorry that I was so my way and that I wasn't listening to your way. And I'm sorry for my tone and the way we did it, and I don't think you ever want to say we. And the way that I responded and reacted, and will you forgive me? And then that, if she does, which she will, right? You forgive me. That was just a little play thing.
Yeah.
But there's a deeper connection. There's a deeper bond. And even in that moment, I'm not just saying this. I felt, because we connected with our eyes, I felt a closeness to Angie that I wouldn't have if that wouldn't have happened. So.
Yes, and I also want to say too, like, we're talking right now kind of in your immediate circumstance, but I know we have a lot of people that have grown kids right now that maybe have some repair work to do with older kids, or there's been a relationship maybe in your own life. Maybe it's a coworker.
Yeah.
Of where
So
relationships.
this crosses over.
Oh my goodness, every relationship. So if that's you today, think about that person and practice the repair and let us know how that worked, because people can work with that. People can work with the I messed up, I need to make this right, and you sleep better at night.
You might have to humble yourself. You might have to let go of your pride. It's not about winning, it's about reconciliation.
And connection.
Yeah, and so the better word is connection. It's not about I was right, it's about we're closer together.
Yeah.
So I hope that helps. Hope we can all practice the repair and be willing to apologize and do it with a sincere heart and in the right way, and it'll make our relationships better. Let's pray. Lord, we thank you today for your goodness and your grace. And God, I thank you that your grace covers a multitude of sin, that your love and your goodness helps us. Your faithfulness is what we need in this hour. And we just pray, God, that our relationships will go stronger, that they'll grow deeper with our kids, with our spouses, with our parents, with those that we interact with, as we practice the repair, as when we blow it, when we say the wrong thing, when we mess up, that we'll be quick to reach out for forgiveness and ask for grace. And Lord, I pray for parents today, especially that have kids at home, and the days are going by and the hours are getting longer, it seems like, at times, and they're challenged right now and they're stressed, that you would just give them strength and help, and that this time, Lord, would not divide us, but it would bring us closer together, that you would redeem it and use it for your glory. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. Stay connected, stay hopeful, and stay missional.